Hello, welcome to Davo's Backyard Adventures, and we're now into autumn. Now, let's have a look at these tomatoes that I put in, I can't remember. I think it was December. It could have been early, could have been January, but if I get down on my hands and knees and have a look, they're coming up beautifully. Aren't they? I've tied them up, as you can see. This one's tied. That one's tied. I want him to go up. I want him to go up the pole. My hands look shit, don't they? The reason they do is because I'm on these blood thinners. But they're flowering as well, which is amazing. Fantastic. And that's just these couple. What, there's two or three, I think. There's two. Hang on. What the hell? We've got tomatoes. This is... I am absolutely gobsmacked. There are tomatoes forming. Look at that. Oh, yes. For a bloke that's... This is my first ever attempt at growing food, and I've got to tell you, that is the highlight to date. Look at that. There's two of them. Oh man, I'm so happy. Look at that. Two little potatoes, two little San Marzanos. Oh well, that has made my day. I'm glad I got this out and made a video. Look at the Lebanese cucumbers just going berserk. No sign of fruit on this one yet, but plenty of flowers, which has got to be good. And look at those leaves. Man, they're everywhere. You see that? That's all. I think it's all off two trees. I put two together like I normally do, just in case one fails. Now hang on, I'm getting a bit of this. The Sally brought this up about this turning up leaves. It's happening a little bit on here. God, look at that furry growth. Holy crap. Look at it. Man, I wonder if this has got tomatoes on it somewhere. Those little buggers have the... What's that there? What is that? Where am I? There. Is that what I think it is? No, it's not. It's a new shoot. Anyway. Now look, I want to show you something especially. Look at the bowling green. Now, today's Monday, I think the 4th of March. We're into autumn, or fall, as they call it in America. They've always got to be different. But look at it. Compared to the rest of the backyard, I'm giving it a little bit of a soak now while I'm out here. And, like, I only started it after the cricket pitch season was over. So these are the two main cricket pitches. And I just basically widened it a bit and made a bowling green. It's not that hard to do if you've got the right grasses and stuff. And I'm about to chuck Miracle-Gro on it, and I've got a whole thing full of it. And I'm not going to use it on the vegetables. I only use Dynamic Lifter and chook shit, which you've seen me do before. But this little tomato, this is the one I put in the ground the other day. Now, get right down low to him. If we look, he's getting the same sort of leaf curl that the other. I found on the other one, but this little one down here, he's no problem. He's just kicking along. He's happy. He's out of his pot and he's in the ground. And I'm on my knees. Now look, there's no sign of it on these two either, because I always put two in case one fails. And they got, it's best to have a mate with you. In fact, there's three here. There's another one there. there's three mates growing up together to produce San Marzano tomatoes. Oh, Jesus, as I get up. Now, the Palmillo tree, it hasn't changed much. There's no point in me really showing you much. It's sort of... Oh, look at the new growth, actually. No, I'm glad I did show you that. There's new growth there. There's new growth halfway up the branch. There's new growth there. Yeah. Oh, there's the cutting. That looks bloody... That looks dead to me. I'll just leave it until it just withers away. There's that little watermelon that came out of nothing. And look at the spuds. Look at this one. I'm sure they're different types. Because, I mean, this one is completely different leaves. If you look, this one's completely different leaves. And this one flowered at the top. This one's flowering all the way down the stalk. And it looks a lot like that one, doesn't it? That one looks a lot like that one. So I reckon there's definitely two, maybe even three different sorts. Who knows? The only way I know, well, definitely this one's different. Now, let's go around and have a look at the front. As I sit down next to my seed pod, that's going to become a beautiful tree. I'm going to turn this seed pod into a tree. I've already planted seeds. Now this is the actual ecosystem. Have a look at that. Tomatoes, as I'm sitting down and they're looking me in the eye. Look at this magnificent lettuce. That is superb. That's superb lettuce. Seriously, I've never grown a lettuce before in my life and nothing's touched it. Nothing's eaten it, there's no holes. Look at this lettuce. Look, I've had to tie this tomato up to keep him away from the lettuce. Trying to give the lettuce a little bit of room to space, but it just keeps shooting up. Have a look at that. Magnificent lettuce. Magnificent lettuce. And I'm going to plant a lettuce right here in this little spot in the garden where I can just move all the... there we go. We've moved all the... I just moved that stick back. Gives the capsicums more room. And there's a spot right here, I reckon, for another lettuce. What do you reckon? I thought you'd say yes. Because the rest of the thing is a bloody jungle. But it's an ecosystem, so that's fantastic. I feel really good about doing that. It's taking carbon out of the atmosphere. It's doing all the right things. Doing all the right things. Turning carbon into good stuff. In fact, carbon is the building blocks of life. I don't know why people get going on about how bad it is. And you know that smell when you've watered a fresh, after a hot day and you water your lawn, you know that smell. That's actually ozone. That has been proven a fact. So you've heard a fact on Davo's Backyard Adventures today. Now I've pegged the tent up. This makes it a lot easier. Now let's look in here. Now that's the lettuce I'm thinking about putting in the tent. Or should I put that in the tent? One's going, oh, it's the tent. What am I talking about? Into the bed. I think that big one's got more chance. I think there's two of them there. So I reckon I might put them in the bed and I'll put the little one in the ground and just see what happens. Now, those 4 pots over the back there I've reseeded with strawberries, with a red cucumber, what else did I put? I can't remember. It's definitely strawberries and a red cucumber in there because I've got yellow ones in there. What is that? That's a little tomato. He can go on the ground. this pot is where I put the seed pod in. So we'll see if I can grow one of them trees because they're fantastic. They're down the mell, and I did put something in those two pots there too. As you can see, they're all sitting in water, so I don't have to water them, but I do. And I've gotten smarter now. I actually got two pegs, and I pegged this thing up and it never comes open. That way, at least 7 to 10 degrees higher in there, so it should really act like a hothouse. And in fact it did, because it produced this. I had that tent on top of this bed, which just fit, and started all these off under the tent and then took the tent off. Well, actually, a storm took the tent off for me. So, okay, we've seen that. Look at the bowling green. It's really coming up a treat. There's a match this weekend versus Mornington. Of course, Northern Suburbs, if we don't win, we'll punch their heads in. But we'll win. Anyway, thank you for watching this 11 minute video. Thank you if you made it this far.